All right, Raider Nation, today we're going to be talking about some stuff that is about to happen with the draft, which is just a day away, and I am excited about it. I can't wait until tomorrow evening to see what the Raiders do with the number 6 overall draft pick, but there is some controversy that is brewing right now as to what is actually going to happen, and something just slipped out from the GM himself, John Spytek. So we're going to get into what he said and how this may have a drastic impact on the Las Vegas Raiders tomorrow during the draft. Also, let's not forget that there's some other drama going on about a couple of key players, including a former first-round draft pick, who may be on the move relatively soon within the next couple of days. So don't skip this video because you're going to want to know what is happening if you love the silver and black. Now, first of all, if you want to get a hat like this, I can't get it on the shop, but I can get something very, very similar for half of the price, because this one online is like $75. But check the shopping cart. I'm going to put my curated selection of hats that I really like in there, and it does go to help the channel without costing you an extra penny. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, well, what the heck are you waiting for? Are you not a Raiders fan? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're almost at 12,000 subscribers. It's been a slow month on the subscribership, so yeah, hit the subscribers, help us get to that 12,000 mark. Now, I want to talk about what John Spytek said in an interview that is very telling, and all of us have been talking about Ted McMillan, we've been talking about Ashton Jeanty, we've been talking about Shedeur Sanders, Cam Wards, all of this type of stuff. But what John Spytek just said, and I'm going to play the video clip here, is pretty interesting. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I have a deep belief in the physicality and the violence required to play football, and it starts with the big boys up front, and that, again, I think you can trace that back to my playing days at Michigan too. Like, that's how we were built in those years, and it's kind of who I am to my core, and we were very intentional with it in Tampa, and the results, I think, speak for themselves. Like, to your point, Rhett, like we had a great O-line the year we won the Super Bowl. And last year we had a great O-line again, and the only player common on both of them was Tristan Wirfs. And he's a great one, but it's not just about Tristan. It's about those other 4 men up front with him too. And there's no better way to me than to do it through the draft. Those guys they're hard to find in free agency. And if you find them, you either got really lucky, like we did with Ryan Jensen, or you probably overpaid for somebody.
So as you can see, he places a very high value on offensive linemen in particular, but also defensive linemen. And his philosophy is you get them in the draft, not the free agency. If you get them in the free agency, you're going to drastically overpay, and usually they don't even work out. And so you want to get your homegrown guys. You want to get them in the draft. And the Raiders have some needs at the offensive line, and now a lot of draft boards have the Raiders spending that number 6 overall pick on Armand Mimbu, a outstanding, highly athletic offensive lineman. And I wouldn't be mad at the pick, except for the fact that there are several really good offensive linemen who will be available in the 2nd round. But you have a generational talent at a guy like Ashton Jeanty. So do you pass up generational for a starter level offensive lineman who is probably going to take a year or two to really start to get really good? Now, once he does get good, offensive linemen are going to be stalwarts of your team for years to come. Just like JPJ is going to be the stalwart of that offensive line as our center. So it does make sense that you would build the trenches with that number 6 overall draft pick on a guy like Mimbu. Mimbu, I would have absolutely no problem with him becoming a Raider. But I would feel this tinge of disappointment at that draft pick just because of the fact that I do truly believe that, I know you don't typically want to grab a running back that high in the draft, but this dude is generational. Ashton Jeanty is generational. And if what happens is we pick an offensive lineman, and let's say he's not an all-pro offensive lineman in the next couple of years, and Ashton Jeanty is breaking records in the NFL, we will absolutely regret the day that the Raiders did not pick him up. And so for me, I'm a bit concerned about this news. So I want you guys to drop your comments down below and let me know, do you prefer a generational talent like Ashton Genty, or would you prefer the Raiders do the logical thing, and that is go and draft Armand Mimbu at pick number 6, and now you have another big key piece to that offensive line, especially as Colton Miller is currently holding out from the voluntary workouts. He is in a contract dispute with the Raiders. We don't know how long that's going to persist. I honestly think he will be there for training camp. It does him no good to hold out from training camp. He is not an all-pro guy, not a Pro Bowler. He is good, but he is not great. So I think that it would serve him well to make sure he shows up for camp, he's in shape and all that stuff. However, because of that situation, you do need to make sure that you have a plan B, and Armand Mimbu definitely would be a big plan B there. Now, let's talk about some other news that's going on. A potential first-round draft pick that could get traded on draft night, day 1, day 2, day 3. And also a quarterback that could be on the move or now may not be on the move according to the latest reports. But before we get into those two stories, I do want to thank today's sponsor. Also, one more shout out to Aura.com. Guys, keep your data safe. I keep telling you this. I see a bunch of clicks on my dashboard, but I'm not seeing people signing up. You guys got to go sign up for that free 14-day trial. They're going to do a dark web scan for you. It doesn't cost you a penny. Yes, you have to enter your credit card if you were to keep it, but if you want to cancel, it won't cost you anything. Go get your dark web scan, man. I did it. My wife did it. Good friends of mine have done it, and we have all been shocked at how much of our information is on the dark web being traded by nefarious forces. Go and do it right now. But they have a whole slew of other things that you can do. If you're paying for a VPN right now and it's not giving you what Aura does, then you're wasting your money. You can spend the same amount of money, go get Aura. You're going to get $1 million guarantee in case anything goes wrong, somebody steals your identity. A VPN's not going to do that. And Aura has their own VPN. So go and check them out. Go sign up for the 14-day free trial. Doesn't cost you a penny. If you don't like what you're getting, I'm telling you, you will like it. You'll love it. But if you don't, doesn't cost you anything. Just cancel the subscription after you get your free dark web report back, and no harm, no foul. All right, let's talk about Tyree Wilson, former number 7 overall draft pick, is potentially on the trade block right now, according to reports. And to me, this doesn't make a lot of sense because number one, you're not going to get anything above a 4th round draft pick for him. If anything, you're probably looking at a late 4th or 5th or maybe even a 6th round draft pick for a guy you spent a number 7 draft pick on. And he's not costing you much money as a rookie scale contract. I know he didn't show anything the first year. He only had a sliver of an improvement in year 2 and 8 sacks in 2 years. That's not anything that represents a number 7 overall draft pick. However, a lot of these guys do blossom and bloom in their 3rd year. So for me, it doesn't make sense. You're not going to get any value out of it, but I did read this report. I believe it was by Vic Tafer, but I can't, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I can't remember. I'm just going off the top of my head here. That he is on the trade block. And to me, that just makes no sense. Why would you do that? because at least give him one more year. Give him one more year on this rookie scale contract that's not costing you anything, and see if he can make a leap in year 3 with Patrick Graham. Now, if they do trade him, then basically what that means is Patrick Graham went to coach and said, I don't believe in this kid. I don't think he's making any progress, and he's not worth it to have on the team. So just go ahead and get rid of him, and we'll draft some guys, maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round to try and replace him. I honestly don't think that that's the case, though. I think the author of this report, and again, I think it was Vic, but I can't remember. I think they just got this wrong because it makes absolutely zero sense to trade him off. Let me know what you guys think about that. Also, in the quarterback room, we heard a lot of rumors that AOC was on the trade block and that he could be moved for a 5th or a 6th round draft pick. Again, makes absolutely no sense. He is an outstanding backup quarterback with the potential to be a starter in the NFL. Now, how good of a starter, I don't know. We haven't seen that out of him yet. But we do know that if your QB goes down, if QB1 goes down, AOC is locked and loaded and ready to go. He's one of, if not the smartest player on that team. I interviewed one of his teammates. Go back and check it, Chris Collier. He said probably the biggest brainiac in that room is Aiden O'Connell. The dude has mastered every playbook thrown at him since being drafted by Ziegler and company. And he's just locked and loaded. He is laser focused. He is working his tail off. And he is a good leader in the locker room. Makes no sense to trade him on a rookie scale contract. Backups are a premium at the quarterback position. You don't get good ones usually. And the fact that we have a really good backup makes sense that you would keep him and not trade him, especially when you're only going to get a 5th, maybe a 6th round draft pick for the guy. Makes no sense for me whatsoever. And that's why the latest report that I just read this morning is saying that the Raiders are now confident in the quarterback room as it stands. So that means Geno Smith, Aiden O'Connell, and Carter Bradley. That is your quarterback room for 2025, according to this report. I think it was in The Athletic. Again, can't remember, going off the top of my head. Got a lot of stuff going on this morning. But the Raiders are apparently satisfied with what they have seen so far out of the quarterback room and have zero interest in making any moves in that position. So, Shedeur Sanders, maybe not happening. Any other quarterback, maybe not happening. I don't know. But it's going to be interesting to see. I think that the Raiders would be wise to move forward with the quarterback room that they have this year and focus on a replacement for Geno Smith next year in the draft, and just see where we go, because we have so many other holes that we need to fill on offense and defense. Why waste a draft pick on a guy that you know is definitely not going to play at all for at least the next couple of years? Wait one more year and see progression from Aiden O'Connell, see Carter Bradley, and then get the rest of the team built up around him, especially those trenches.